Of all the storms we prepare for in life, the loss of a beloved husband is the one we never feel ready to face. In an instant, the world feels quieter, the house feels bigger, and decisions feel heavier than ever before. But in this tender, uncertain season, one truth remains: you deserve to be protected, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. This isn't just about paperwork or money. It's about honoring the life you built together and gently guiding your next steps with wisdom, strength, and care. Let's begin. Your future is worth it. The first mistake, and perhaps the most heartbreaking, is rushing to sell the home you shared. After the loss of your husband, even stepping through the front door can feel like a wound reopening. His favorite chair still sits by the window. The scent of his cologne lingers in the closet, and the quiet at the dinner table is almost too much to bear. In those early days, grief wraps itself around everything familiar, and suddenly the house that once held love and laughter now feels too big, too empty, too full of memories you're not ready to face. Well-meaning friends and family might gently suggest, "You don't need this much space anymore," or "It's too much upkeep for you now." And while their hearts are in the right place, their timing is not. Because when grief is fresh, your judgment is clouded. What seems like a practical decision, selling the home, can, in reality, be an emotional escape. But that escape can come at a steep cost. Real estate agents know when a sale is rushed. Buyers sense urgency. And when you're vulnerable, it's all too easy to accept an offer that doesn't reflect the true value of what you're giving up. Not just financially, but emotionally, historically, spiritually. That home was more than wood and walls. It held your story, your love, your life. A year from now, when the fog of grief begins to lift, you may wish you had held on just a little longer. So give yourself time, rearrange the furniture, repaint the walls, breathe new life into old spaces. Let the house become yours in a new way, without erasing the love it holds. Don't make a permanent decision in a temporary state of heartbreak. Your heart deserves the grace to heal before it lets go. The second mistake happens quietly, almost invisibly, like a shadow that creeps in when you're too tired to notice. It's trusting the wrong people with your money. After your husband passes, the world doesn't just change, it tilts. And while you're trying to keep your balance, others, some well-meaning, others not, begin to circle. A distant cousin calls for the first time in years. A neighbor offers to help with your finances. A stranger in a suit, calling himself a financial advisor, shows up with charts and promises. They all say the same thing: "I just want to help." But grief clouds the mind, and when you're in the depths of loss, even small decisions feel overwhelming. Saying yes can feel like relief. "Yes, you can handle my accounts. Yes, I trust you. Yes, take care of it, because I just can't." But those easy yeses, they can cost you everything. You and your husband worked a lifetime to build what you have. Your savings, your investments, your home, they're more than numbers on paper. They are your safety net, your independence, your future. And in the wrong hands, they can vanish in a blink, not because you were foolish, but because you were hurting. So here's what you must remember. A trustworthy person will never mind being questioned. Ask for credentials. Get second opinions. Insist on understanding every form before you sign. Protect your accounts like they're the most sacred thing you own, because in many ways they are. You are not a burden for being cautious. You are not rude for double-checking. You are wise, you are strong, and you are the guardian of all that remains. Let no one, no matter how close or convincing, make you feel otherwise. This is your time to protect yourself with the same love and devotion you once poured into your family, because now, that love must begin with you. The third mistake often arrives disguised as a blessing, one that feels like a sigh of relief in the middle of a storm. It's the life insurance check, or the pension payout, that suddenly appears with your name on it. After the shock of loss, after the whirlwind of arrangements and tears, this unexpected windfall can feel like solid ground. Maybe you think, "I'll be okay now." But my dear, let me gently warn you, what feels like a gift can become a trap if you're not careful. That lump sum, 50,000, 100,000, maybe more, isn't just money. It's a lifetime of your husband's hard work, of paychecks that will no longer come. It was meant to provide comfort, not confusion. But when people find out it's in your hands, the phone calls begin. Financial planners, new business opportunities, old friends with sudden needs, and sometimes, even your own family members will come calling. And in your grief, your heart wants to say yes, to help, to do something meaningful, to feel in control of something again. But here's the truth, you don't have to take it all at once. In fact, doing so may hurt more than help. Large sums can disqualify you from certain benefits, raise your taxes, or tempt you into making rushed decisions. The money meant to sustain you for years can vanish in months if not handled wisely. There are safer options, monthly payouts, annuities, structured plans that allow your funds to grow gently while giving you the time to breathe, to think, to adjust. And that's exactly what you need right now. Time. Time to understand, to plan, to grieve. So before you cash that check, speak to someone who's truly qualified, someone with nothing to gain from your choices. Ask questions, take notes, sleep on it. This isn't just about money, it's about your peace of mind, your stability, your future. You've already weathered one of life's greatest losses. Don't let this next chapter begin with another. That check isn't a lottery ticket, it's your lifeline. Hold it with care, you deserve that security, and so much more. The fourth mistake, it's a tender one, wrapped in love, but lined with danger. It's saying yes when your heart wants to say no. It's co-signing a loan for a child or grandchild, or giving away large gifts from your savings or life insurance. Not because you can afford it, but because you feel guilty. After your husband passes, a strange silence settles over your life. The phone doesn't ring as often. The house feels still, and in that quiet, doubts creep in. Have I done enough for my children? Do they know I love them? Will they still need me if I'm not helping them? And then comes the ask, sometimes subtle, sometimes urgent. Mom, I just need your signature on this loan. Grandma, my business will take off if you help me now. And you, still grieving, still searching for purpose, think, maybe this is how I stay connected. Maybe this is how I show love. But here's the truth, they may not to tell you. When you co-sign, you're not just helping, you're legally responsible. If they fall behind, miss payments, or walk away, the debt becomes yours, your credit, your savings. Even the roof over your head could be at risk. What starts as a gesture of love can spiral into sleepless nights and financial ruin. And the gifts, those generous checks written with trembling hands, hoping to buy closeness, to fill the quiet, rarely do what your heart hopes they will. Because money doesn't buy loyalty. It doesn't guarantee phone calls, visits, or care. And once it's gone, too often, so are the people you gave it to. Saying no is not selfish, it's wise, it's protective. It's a boundary born from a lifetime of hard work and devotion. Your husband spent decades helping to build that nest egg. Would he want you to give it away under pressure, in the name of guilt? Before you sign, before you give, ask yourself this. If he were standing beside me right now, what would he say? Let that answer guide you. Because your love doesn't need to come with a price tag, and your future deserves to be secure. The fifth mistake is the quietest one of all, and yet it holds the power to create the loudest heartbreak. It's the one we often overlook because it doesn't cry for attention. It's failing to update your legal documents and beneficiaries after your husband passes. And while it might seem like just another pile of cold paperwork, it is, in truth, an act of deep love and foresight. After a loss, the last thing on your mind is sitting at a desk signing forms. You're still navigating waves of grief, trying to remember how to breathe in a world that feels unfamiliar. It feels almost disrespectful to think about wills, trusts, or bank account names when your heart is still so tender. But time, my dear, moves quickly, and so do the consequences of putting this off. Outdated wills, old powers of attorney, retirement accounts, or insurance policies still bearing your late husband's name. Or worse, someone else from decades ago. These overlooked details can erupt into legal battles you never imagined. Children arguing, grandchildren confused, assets frozen in probate, and sometimes, because of one unchecked box or an unedited form, someone you never intended, an estranged relative, an ex-spouse, even the state, ends up with your legacy. It doesn't have to be this way. You have the power, right now, to write the final chapter of your life with clarity and peace. Call a trusted attorney. Review every document. Update every account, every policy, every name. Make sure your wishes are honored, not guessed, because this isn't just about protecting assets. It's about protecting relationships, preserving harmony, and leaving behind something that reflects your heart and your values. Yes, it may feel cold to make changes when your heart is still healing, but in truth, it is one of the warmest, most generous things you can do for those you love. You've spent your life caring for others. This is your chance to care for their future. Give them the gift of certainty, of knowing exactly what you wanted, of peace, because love, when guided by wisdom, never leaves a mess behind. There's one final mistake that too many women make, not out of carelessness, but because it doesn't feel urgent until it's far too late. It's forgetting to update your legal documents and beneficiaries. In the thick fog of grief, paperwork feels cold, almost disrespectful, like business intruding on heartbreak. You want time to mourn, not to sit in an office signing forms. But my dear, this is one of the kindest acts of love you can give your family, the gift of clarity when you're no longer here to explain your wishes. Old wills, outdated powers of attorney, retirement accounts and life insurance policies that still list your husband, or even an ex-spouse, as a beneficiary. These seemingly small oversights can spiral into chaos, families torn apart, children fighting over assets, grandchildren left heartbroken not just by your passing, but by the confusion you didn't mean to leave behind. And if your estate isn't in order, the government may decide who gets what. Not you, not your family, the state. It sounds harsh, but it's reality. Even the most loving families can fall into conflict when there's money involved and no clear guidance. I've seen it too many times. Siblings who never speak again. Court battles that drag on for years. Legacies diminished by misunderstanding and red tape. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power, right now, to prevent all of it. Call an attorney. Update your will. Review every account. Make sure your intentions are clear, legal, and up to date. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it takes strength. But so did every other part of your life. And you've faced it all with grace. This final act of preparation isn't about death. It's about love. About making sure the people you cherish aren't left to untangle a mess while they're mourning your loss. Handle it now, and you'll rest easier knowing everything is exactly where it should be, guided by your hand, shaped by your heart. My dear, I know this season of life is not one you ever wished for, but your courage now can shape everything that comes next. Avoiding these 5 costly mistakes isn't just about protecting your finances. It's about honoring the love you shared, preserving your peace of mind, and stepping into this next chapter with strength and grace. You've already walked through the fire. Now, you deserve calm skies, steady ground, and a future shaped by wisdom, not regret. You are not alone, and you are stronger than you know. Let this be your time to rise, protect, and thrive.